Welcome back to Quinte Connection. Thanks for joining us as the early spring show continues at Gallery 121 in downtown Belleville, just around our studio here at your TV Cogeco Belleville. This show's been running since March 11th. It goes right now until April 19th. Joining us, all the artists, guest artists, featured member artists, and Terry Hart, of course. So Terry Hart, take it away with the early spring show and Pulp Fiction show at Gallery 121.
Okay. For those of people who have not been in to see our early spring show as yet, I say it is a definite must. Added to the always eclectic mix of our member artists, we have two guest artists, Mark Hinan and Annette Bleeg, and they're similar in that they both are multimedia artists. And in this show, they are both displaying absolutely amazing sculptures made with paper mache, whose pieces have been glazed so that they appear to be bronze, to be clay or cement. So let me tell you just a little bit. Let's just me intrigue you a little bit with some of the pieces that you're going to be seeing. So we have sculpted busts by Annette of long-haired female artists who have been adorned with found objects such as shells, twigs, stones, as well as being beautiful. They're also intriguing in each that their eyes are closed or they're slit or they have masks on them. So each is 25 inches tall, and I could spend hours just looking at each one of them. They're so fascinating. So Mark's images are absolutely whimsical and often made me laugh out loud whenever I saw them. So for example, the emperor depicts this posh looking penguin who has a cane and he's walking around, and he has this silver chain that has it's strategically placed so that it was brought back to the children's, it brought me back to the children's book, The Emperor Has No Clothes. Every piece of Mark's was stunning either in its simplicity or whimsical and made me laugh. Our featured membered artist and my friend, Daniel Faubert, uh, in his previous life, he was a graphic designer, and it is fully evident in the pieces he presents. When you walk into Gallery 121, the first thing you will see is a painting by Daniel called The Great Hall, and it's a downtown scene in Toronto. And he successfully tackles the structure of a building in great detail, the movement of people, animals, and traffic. It's a real masterpiece. There's so many other pieces I could talk about, but we need to talk to the artist. So that's it for me.
Well, Terry Hart, as always, wonderful introductions. You've got us all hooked now to go to 48 Brick Street East in downtown Belleville
That's
to
the
Gallery
idea.
121. That's the idea, exactly. So, Annette, we'll start off with you. Whereabouts are you from?
I live in Lakefield. I've lived here for the last 30 years. It's a few minutes north of Peterborough.
Nice, yeah. So, Annette, for you, I mean, where did your journey in the art world go, especially working with a variety of mediums?
Well, it evolved from drawing and painting and then being commissioned to do a paper mache when I about probably 30 years ago. I'd never done it. I did it. And it just kind of evolved from there as you sort of refine your techniques and your inspiration changes over the years and you just kind of evolve and grow with it. And similar sort of course in painting, but I find with paper mache, because it's three-dimensional, you can express different things than you can express in painting. So I like doing both.
Mark, we'll throw it up to you. I mean, whereabouts are you from originally?
I was actually born and raised in Lakefield, and I haven't got too far from there. I ventured away after high school, but I've settled back here in Lakefield, and this is where I'm probably going to stay. It's a nice little town and community. I have lots of friends and family in the area, so I stick pretty close to here.
So, walk us through your art and this exhibit for Gallery 121.
Um, well, I like to create things. I've been like that since I was a little kid. And I was a stay-at-home dad for the last, oh gosh, 14 years now. So the last few years, I've kind of looked towards having to do something and go back to work. I was self-employed for quite a few years. So it's nice to sort of dive into something creative, which I've always liked to do. So I knew I had to do something, and I've had a love of art since I was a really little kid. And I love doing the sculptural pieces. I do a lot of painting and pen and ink drawings and various other things, leather working and all that sort of things. But I've sort of fallen into the sculpting aspect of art more. It's where I really feel I really belong because I like creating things out of nothing. I use a lot of recycled materials. Like when I'm cleaning up the workspace, I have a tendency to grab a pair of old used rubber gloves or some paper towels or whatever I'm using. Rather than throwing them in the garbage, I wrap them in tin foil and masking tape and start with an armature because all of these things have to have some sort of structure underneath them, right? We can't just put the pulp into air. We have to have. So that's part of the challenge of what we do is building the armature small enough that when you're finished, it actually looks like something you want to have finished. And there's quite a process and a lot of drying time and things like that.
Well, thanks, Mark. Thanks, Annette. It sounds like Echo and Lakefield is a place we got to go for a road trip this summer outside of Gallery 121. Certainly, last but certainly not least, feature member artist Daniel's with us now. Daniel, so great to have you on the show. Finally, you've been sending us pictures the last few segments we've done with Terry over the past. So walk us through kind of how you got started with Gallery 121.
Well, I've been an artist basically all my life. And I started when I was 15. I did my first plein air, and I took lessons in art for almost 3 years when I was a teen, private lessons at our Bridge Jackson studio in Brampton. And basically, I grew up in Brampton and just went on to go to Sheridan College and become a graphic designer. And at Sheridan College, actually, part of it was we took life drawing and photography, and it just inspired me further. And we moved from Toronto after living there for 40 years. And we just absolutely love it here.
Terry Hart, I'll let you go with the final say here as we wrap up another edition of this one.
Thank you, Lindsay. I invite everyone to view the show a bit more at our website, www.gallery121artists.com. So, yeah, and please, you've heard all about our show, and I'm sure that you will not be disappointed if you come and see this one.
Terry, Mark, Daniel, Annette, really appreciate you taking the time on Quinte Connection. Thanks so much, and yeah, hope to see you down the gallery sooner rather than later.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you
great
very
day.
much.